story of what recently happened, and I just want to get this out there to get people thinking. I mean, it's crazy, but anyways, I'm working on a project. I'm working on something to try to get some sort of product out there. Anyways, with that, I'm working with a company in Switzerland. So I'm working to try to get some sort of thing, whether it's packaging or whatever, done and accomplished. Well, I live in the United States, and they're going to be doing some things, and I need to get them paid in front, paid up in front before they do the work or do the project or whatever it is you want to call it. And so I need to get them some money and some of digits, some of currency, and then they'll go forward, like I had said. So I just want to go over the little deal and what it took. So I'm in America, and we're dealing with Federal Reserve notes. So it's like, all right, I got the invoice, and this is all the things that's going to happen, going to be done. And I'm looking down, and I believe it was like $400 some in UK pounds. And I was like, well, my mistake. I just assumed it was already in U.S. currency by the time they gave it to me, Federal Reserve notes, and it wasn't. So anyways, that's just a whole other sidebar of it. But I had to call a couple banks. I called a bank, called credit union, that kind of stuff. And all we can do is a wire, wire it to them, and then they'll get the funds, and then they'll can go forward once it's approved, once it's gone through the motions, that kind of stuff. And so it's going to be a $60 fee at one place or a $45 fee at the other place. And so I'm like, all right, I'll go, the place is close to me, and $45 fee, all right, whatever. It's what it's going to take, I guess, to get it from here to the UK, United Kingdom. If we're using some sort of Bitcoin or whatever else, it wouldn't be that. But this story's not about that. Anyways, that's all I'm saying. When they upcharge. So, in order to do this, I had to go in to the bank. So you must come in person, because we got to see your invoice, and then we got to go through some stuff, and then they got to cross their they got to dot their I's and cross their T's, basically, and then I'm going to have to sign off. All right. So I went in, and now already so far I've spent quite a bit of time here going back and forth with the company there in Switzerland, and we got everything good. And then now I did my calls, and I set it on the one place, and that took some time, and I was like, all right, I got to go in there in person. So go in there in person, and then you're sitting there. You got to wait for someone to be done talking with the person who's able to do this. So you got to sit there and wait, and then once they're free, then you're next. And you go in there, and they're going through the motions of what's it for, and what's the company, and la la la. They're asking all this stuff, which right in the get-go, it's sort of like, well, to me, it doesn't matter what it's for. Technically, you're telling me, and it's embedded in me and indoctrinated in me, that any of the funds I put in the bank are supposedly mine. I know that's not the case since 2011, 2012, that I actually have lent it to the bank, so it's no longer mine, it's the bank's. And I understand that, but their facade, their falsehood, their lie, their narrative is, no, everything you put in here is yours, and look at your statement, or go online and look at what you have, this is all yours. That's not the case. Anyways, so I said, okay, and they're asking me all these questions, and I'm answering most of them. I'm like, whatever, I just want to get this done. And that in itself, that's not like me, and I don't like doing that just to get this done. That's sort of like, it's my job, that's why I do this sort of thing. I don't go along with that either. But anyways, that's what had happened. I didn't answer a few questions, and they still went forward. Anyways, so I was like, all right, I'm good. It's good. I asked them, we're all good after all this stuff, after the meeting, and after signing, we're good. So I left. And this was in the morning, and probably 2 or 3 o'clock p.m., I get a call, and it was the bank again. Hi, this is so-and-so. I got pushed back. Some of the people, whether it was from Swift or whatever, they're asking some questions of me, so I'm calling you. And they asked if you could, say, give me some answers to these questions, and then they'll go from there and decide if they're going to do this or allow this or not. And right there, I was like, all right, hold on. I said, wait, I know this isn't your fault. The person I'm talking to on the phone, I know you have nothing to do with this, but I'm just going to vent just for a little bit. I said, supposedly this is my money in here, so how would they have any right, whoever they is, at Swift or wherever the place is, how would they have any right to ask what all this is for? There was a time, whether that was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 50 years ago, that a person, a couple, whatever, could do whatever they want with their so-called money or their currency, with whatever other private company, private industry, and no one else has to answer. You don't have to answer to anyone else. No one else can ask questions and need an answer from you. There was a time, but that's gone. I said, so whatever. I said, that's fine. I know, like I said, it's not your fault, but I'll answer these, not to the best of my ability. I'll answer these to what I feel is the bare minimum that I can. So that's the most they're going to get from me. So I answered a few more questions. Again, what's this for? What kind of product, or what kind of timing, or all these questions. There was probably 4 to 6 additional questions. So I answered, them accordingly. And I wasn't happy about it, but I said, I know it's not your issue. You're just, doing what you're supposed to do, I guess. And so I did that. She said, well, I thank you very much. And I'll call you back if I'll bring them these answers. I'll call you back if they have any other issues. I said, sure. I said, actually, I'm a person where if you want me to talk to someone at Swift or someone at the controls of these, I will. I'll absolutely talk to them. I have no problem talking to anyone. I don't care how high up they are or how privileged they think they are. I will talk to anyone. I'm not going to give them all the answers that I have to their questions, but I'll talk to them. I will definitely fill them in. So let them know that I'm free to talk to if they have anything else they wish to talk to me about. And she said, okay. And that was it. Never heard back from them. And then I got I think it was an email or a text, one of the two, that said, hey, it went through, we're all good, everything's great, and, the funds have been transferred. And I was like, oh, all right, great. So that was $400 some UK, like I'd said, so it turned out being just around $600. So it wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't a huge thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a small little amount, but they were drilling and asking all these questions. Yes, drilling, I said that. It wasn't that harsh, but it felt like that, and there's no need for that, for all these questions, for just this little sum of supposed money or currency that I supposedly have in the bank that's supposedly mine, but in order to use it, you have to answer all these questions. And especially, it's a lot harder if you want to get abroad, if you want to get it out of the country. But anyways, that's all I want to talk about. Quick video on this. And something needs to change. Something needs to happen. Like I said before, if this was a Bitcoin issue or a Monero issue or one of those good crypto things or decent crypto things, we wouldn't be talking about this because they don't control that. They have no control over that as of yet, as of right now. So they would accept something. The person that I'm dealing with or the company I'm dealing with, they would accept whatever I sent them personally from me, and there'd be no other middleman, nobody in between that can ask these questions or say, yeah, you may or you may not be able to do this depending on how you answer, how fast or whatever your answers are. So that's what I want to say. So just think about that. I know I've said this before. If you put money in the bank, it's not your money anymore. Put money in the credit union, it's not your money anymore. Is it a little more your money than it is the bank's? Absolutely. But still, it's not your money. It's not yours. You've lent that service. So that service goes bankrupt, sever ties, whatever the case is, they get shut down from the government or whatever, that's gone. They owe you nothing because you've signed the papers, you've crossed your T's, dotted your I's, and you said, yeah, here, I'm lending this to you. So do with it what you will. And if something happens, I don't expect it back. Basically, is the paperwork that you sign. But I want to make this quick. Sorry for the longer, but as always, if you like this, like, share, subscribe, share this, spread this around, share this kind of information, and as always, stay vigilant yourself and protect the planet.